Welcome to the podcast number 18 of the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint with your host, Lolita Guarin. And I'm a stress management expert and coach and a speaker and 4 times best-selling author. And my books about stress are available on Amazon. Let's continue our conversation about the microstressors. I hope you're enjoying this because to be honest, those little stressors that we think that really don't matter or like they don't really make such a huge difference in our day, like tragic or huge differences of like losing a job or something, what we understand big stressors, but they do add up. So when you continuously having those micro stressors every day, they end up really taking away your energy, and then you feel more stressed out and burn out by the end of the day. And we do not want that, right? We want to really address your stressors, no matter how big or small they are. Okay, so this micro stressor I want to talk about today is a lack of trust in other people. And it looks like something that we always have to deal with, really, when you think about it, because not everyone can be trusted naturally. If you're a person who always trusts everyone, I probably would doubt that because we all belong to a group and we met a bunch of people in our lives by now that probably some of them disappointed us. And trust is such a thing that helps us to feel secure and safe in a group of people. And that is the majority of our stressors come from when we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But let's just talk about people. When you belong, let's say, to a family unit, and let's talk a little bit about dysfunctional families. Let's say you grew up in a family with an addict or a narcissist or someone who was not really there for you. Um, there are plenty of lies when they promised you something when you were a child and they didn't deliver. Or let's say someone was constantly busy or workaholic, for example, like having a parent workaholic who promises a child that, you know what, tomorrow I will come back from work and we're gonna go play or we're gonna ride a bike or something. And then that child did not receive what was promised. If you're that kind of child, you can grow up into adult that does not trust really other people. And the same can be with having a parent as an addict when they're just not capable of performing anything. So you can have a disappointment and thinking that any adult is not really worth trust for, just not worth to trust. Um, so then when you become an adult, eh, you just have to look at every relationship and you want to find reasons to trust them, but it will take you longer with more evidence that they're trustworthy to actually open yourself up to that. So it could be in a workplace situation that if you have difficulties of trusting other people, you may not trust the other team player in your team. You may be going behind their back and constantly checking what they're up to. Are they delivering on time? Are they really working? Are they, will they deliver something to you, especially if you working already on a project and they need to bring that piece to you, like they need to have, they need to perform this part of the project and your well-being depends on that. You might be trying to figure out different ways. Will they be on time? Will they deliver? Because you don't trust them. In a family situation, or like any relationship with boyfriend, girlfriend, or friendship, even if you grew up in a dysfunctional family where you are just overall not really trustworthy of people in general, you may go behind those people backs and trying to figure out are they not cheating, are they trustworthy, will they deliver on the promises. And so this little is that even a word, untrustworthiness? Am I creating a word now? um if you have a lack of trust in other people, that is stressful and that's really depleting your energy. So what is that you need to do about that? Again, you need to have evidence. And I'm a lover of lists. So let's say you can have, let's say, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or a husband, or anybody, or a friend, or a team member. Write a name somewhere and pay attention when they promise something, and then write it down when they deliver it. Um, and the longer you have the list of the evidence, the more you will be trustworthy of that. So let's say your spouse is not home at 6 p.m. when they said they will be. And maybe you have this childhood trauma from, with fear of abandonment, and you have trust, just trust issues. And you now thinking that, oh my gosh, there's something's happening, maybe they're cheating, or something. So when you start writing down those him or her being late, but then you find out that they were just late at work because there was so much, to do, or they were late because there was traffic. When you start recording this, and then you tell yourself that, well, you see, I was stressing out about that, but turned out to be nothing to worry about. You need to collect as much evidence as you can. So next time when you start worrying about that, when you're not trusting someone, not to deliver on time, not to do things for you, not to show up for you, you can go back to that list and say, oh, you know what? I was worried about that too before, but turn out that they delivered. So hey, I can, sit back and build that trust toward them. Now, here's the thing. When you start recording things when people show up or not show up for you, you will see a lot of truth that there as well. And you might notice that other people do not show up as you expected them to show up. You might be even surprised that you thought that that person was very trustworthy, but then turn out they were not, and they were not delivering when they promised. If you're in a situation like this with a person, let's say you're in a relationship, when you notice that there are lots of promises but not fulfilling your expectations, those are red flags and those need to be addressed. And then you need to ask yourself, why am I still putting up with the behavior when somebody's keep on promising to me but not delivering? And I bet that what's happening is that you're a people pleaser and you are afraid to even address those red flags because you're afraid to be alone. But that's a very different conversation probably for the next podcast. So, okay, that's what I'm inviting you to do. If you have a team builder, a team building, if you have if you are in a team and you have other people that you have a lack of trust, start recording the behavior. Are they showing up on time? Now, if people do not show up on time with the promises and do not deliver, again, communication is the key. Ask them why they're not doing that, what can help them to do that, and how you can proceed forward with that. So I hope that helped. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I'm inviting you to leave me a comment and tell me, if there is a person that maybe in your past that where you thought that you cannot trust them, but then there was something happened to you that they really came through and they showed you that they are a trustworthy individuals. I hope to see your comment and I see you tomorrow.